Hi, I'm Dave Turner of Turner Barratt Corporate Finance, and this is one of a series of videos that I'm making on how to buy a business. In this video we are considering the legal agreements used in a company purchase. Once the deal to buy the business is settled, the sources of finance lined up, and probably the due diligence work started if not completed, the final stage will be drawing up the legal agreements to effect the purchase. If you've not been through the process before, you may be surprised by quite how much legal documentation is produced. If you are raising outside finance secured on the assets of the company, as you often will be, then there will probably need to be quite a few legal documents to draw up, go through and sign. The main document will be called the Sale and Purchase Agreement. This is a contract between the sellers and the purchasers laying out all the terms of the purchase of the business. In broad terms, this document will identify who the sellers and who are the purchasers, identify exactly what is being purchased and sold, i.e. the entire share capital of XYZ Limited, state what is being paid by way of consideration and exactly how and when this is to be paid over, identify what documents are to be handed over, lay out what warranties the seller is giving and lay out the process for claiming under the warranties and any limitations or claims. This last point requires some elaboration. In many cases, the debate about an agreement on the warranties will take up more of the legal process than any other issues. Firstly, let us be clear how this process is intended to work. You are buying the shares of XYZ Limited. You have undertaken some due diligence work and therefore believe that you have some knowledge of what lies in store for you. But this knowledge can never be complete, and it is always possible, perhaps likely, that after the purchase you will find out something else that might make you say, "I wish I'd known that when we bought the company." You are, to some extent, relying on information that the seller has given you in order to decide that you want to buy the business. And if this later turns out to be untrue or exaggerated, then you want some redress for his having misled you. The warranties provide a mechanism for this redress. The warranties are a series of assurances drawn up by the vendor, statements of fact or of belief about the business that you are buying. If you later discover that one of those is untrue, and can show that you've lost money as a result, then you can claim back cash from the vendor under the warranties. The game that is always played by the lawyers in drawing up this list is for the seller's lawyer to try to make this list as short and as restricted as possible, and for the buyer's lawyer to do the opposite. Other legal documents may also be needed. These could include a shareholders agreement. If you have partners who are joining you in the purchase, and you are buying the business through an acquisition vehicle, NewCo, then this will govern the agreement between you as to how NewCo is to be run. Consultancy agreements. These may be needed to govern the way in which the vendors are retained for a period while the handover is effected. A loan agreement to cover bank facilities provided. Agreement to govern the repayment to the vendor of any amount of the consideration that he is deferring. An intercreditor agreement. If you have several of the other agreements above, then this governs how conflicts between the two are resolved and which takes precedence. Board minutes for the company. There may be many others, depending upon the circumstances. For further information, visit our website. Thank you.